Now, in order to pass through the logging camp, which is the first encounter in the island, we're going to try and do this in full stealth and kill everybody who's already spawned in without alerting, because if we alert, there will be additional enemies that we don't necessarily want to deal with, including a brute. So, in order to do this, we're going to take the following path.
Get them to the shelter! Go!
Bear in mind there are two enemies having a conversation on the right. And if you interrupt that conversation by killing one or the other, that will alert whichever one you leave alive, who will come to investigate.
The lumber mill. The big building on the right with the
So we want to avoid that.
That gets us out of here? Yeah, we can cut through it. Perfect. Come on.
Close the gate! Seal off the camp!
Instead, the way we're going to do this is we're going to grab this crossbow bolt here.
Shield our children from harm. Clear your mind. This is going to be a long night. Remember, only through fear can we find our true strength. I'm not ready. For the sake of your king and your land, you will be when the time comes.
And then what we want to do is follow her around.
Not a word. Let go.
We should be able to kill her in a way that drops her body into the water. Now, while doing so, be aware of enemies around you, because they're patrols. There is a risk of being seen if you do this too late, which obviously we want to avoid. Now, our next target is a Seraphite with a shotgun.
Quiet. You shut.
Once we've killed her, we should be able to move again. Now, it's worth bearing in mind you can, after killing the first woman, swim and hide in this pool here and then jump out as she comes up if you don't want to use the brick method, which can sometimes allow you to get the drop on her quicker. But it's essentially down to whichever method you feel most comfortable with. And then what we want to do next is to return to this central hut and go around the other side. Because we're going to kill all of the enemies who are closest to us, because the ones who are further away will not push on our position, with the exception of the brute if we do alert. Now, this guy can be quite tough to get in a position where you can take him out easily without alerting anyone else. And the way we're going to try and do this is by waiting here. We're keeping an eye, obviously, on the other patrols. But by spamming triangle, we should have the opportunity to do so. and then kill him while he's out of sight. And then we want to move into the grass. Now, it must be noted, particularly on the remaster, Yara will be extremely erratic in her movements and often get in your way. She also presents a considerable risk of being alerted, which is one of the reasons why, if you choose to do a sneak strat which takes you through from one end to the other without killing everybody, her getting alerted is possibly the biggest obstacle that you need to deal with. It shouldn't be as much of a problem on Kill All, which is why we're taking this approach. So what we're going to do now, as you've seen, we've alerted, which is not always going to happen there, but it is a risk. But that's the reason why we leave him for the last of the near enemies that we kill. And if he does alert, we can use the grass as cover in this way.
Don't take any chances.
Andrew! It came from that direction!
And then each time you hit a shot in cover in the grass, move among the grass before taking another one. And they'll converge on your general position. If they're going to converge at all. But shouldn't go directly to you if you're able to move around. The grass does provide that cover. And moving while in cover does signal to the enemy AI that it's lost you. And potentially doesn't know where you are. And we're going to craft a silencer, I think, here as well. So depending on how good your aim is, this grass might prevent the opportunity to take out the majority of enemies. If not, then once you've taken out anyone who comes close, again, using that technique of making sure that you move around in the grass before shooting again, then there are other pieces of grass where you can take a similar approach. Or alternatively, you can sneak closer. So what we're going to do is we're going to investigate the area first and see how many we've got left to deal with. And what I will do as well, I'm going to walk through this version of the strat where we have to deal with the alert, because this is the one where things are potentially a lot dicier. But I'm also going to include, following on from it, a clip of where I've done this in full stealth without alerting from my grounded whole game permadeath completion. So again, what we're doing here is essentially finding different vantage points where we can take a shot at the enemies. And then once we've done so, if we get alerted, we move around to the opposite side of the map. If we don't get alerted, we're a bit freer to kind of stick where we are and judge the situation as we go. But again, until you feel confident pushing it further in, the outer reaches of the map, once you've stealth killed everyone there, present you with pretty perfect vantage points to be able to pick people off as you go. And that long grass. Okay, we didn't get a headshot there. So to avoid her alerting on us, we want to quickly but stealthily move away. The easiest way to get a headshot on her, by the way, is with the crossbow with a scope on. And that allows us to line her up a lot more accurately than we would otherwise. But if you don't have that upgrade, then we can take the approach that I'm taking here. And again, it will take some practice if you don't have a scope to know kind of the best position to shoot with the bow. And even then, you can still miss.
Get to the lumber mill!
You'll pay for this, Yara!
But honestly, practice.
There you are!
And knowing when to move will stand you in very good stead. As you saw there, when they alerted on where the gunshot was and we just crawled away, they didn't follow our position because we weren't running. And with that, that's everybody dead.
I think they're clear.
That was crazy.
We're getting close.
So again, I will include the clip after this to show the result of doing full stealth and not getting caught, so that you can see the difference for yourself. A lot of that at the time was improvised, but the principles that I've used here apply in general still, and the only kind of significant difference was that I had the scope, which allowed me to take out the sniper, and also I managed to time this first kill here so that it wasn't seen. But as we can see, even if that's not the case, as long as you use the back end of the map and keep moving and don't put a target on your back by running out in the open, it's actually fairly easy to get through here with a kill all once you've taken out those initial enemies in the initial area here who push.
Close the gate. Seal up the
So we're going to do some modified stuff.
Shield our children from harm. Clear your mind. This is going to be a long night. Remember, only through fear can we find our true strength. Quiet. Shut up. All clear.
Okay. Small kill all, no problem. Exactly right. I know one comes to this window, just don't know when. Then. We got two, okay. Guess not.
Nothing here.
One inside there, and this one. I think. Send 203 likes. Thank you very much. Okay. Not right this second. No. That's not what I wanted. Or whatever. No arrow? Even after all that fancy shooting? Well, fuck you.
I think we're clear. That was crazy.
There we go.
We're getting close.
Stealth kill all. So, the next area after logging camp is Farmlands, and for this one, we're going to start off running and then move into diving. So, when we get our sprint, we're going to run
Where are we going?
straight into the corn and through the second load of corn. Once we're out in the open, crouch. Once we're back in the corn,
Yeah, I see it.
stand up and jog. Crouch once we're back in the open. Stay crouched for the last leg as we turn towards this barn. And then we're going to dive.
This couldn't have been this far in London. She showed us.
Watch out. On our right.
Now we should be safe in the grass up to about here, as long as we stay prone. But if we go any further at the wrong moment, we can be spotted. So what we're waiting for is kind of the different rotations to align. Mainly the woman in the barn and the guy we've got to go past who's further up, but also others as well. So she'll look out just above us, and then on the slope as the guy that we've got to go past comes towards the next tuft of grass where we'd be heading, and then with the woman in the distance and the man in the distance moving away from us, we should be clear to move once that guy is also gone. And then at this point, what we want to do is get ourselves behind this tomato stand.
The runaway's here! With the wolf!
Get seen.
Pay for this, Yara!
If you do get seen,
On me! Hurry!
we can run away. So once we're up here, they push quite slowly.
I don't see them. Scour the area. Hunt them down.
And if they've lost us,
Over here.
and Yara is gone for the exit, we can still escape, as you can see there. Once again, I did not mean to get spotted at the last minute there, but we are going to
It's here.
do another version of this where we do it properly.
Great.
So once again, as we gain the ability to sprint, we'll be running through the corn.
The Space Needle.
Crouching,
Yeah, I see it.
jogging, crouching.
Cora, any signs?
Don't see anything.
We did get softer later there. I think I was slightly too slow at the start, but didn't really matter. So once again, we're safe about here. And then it's just a case of waiting for the right rotation to be able to go past. You can do this slower than I have as well if you want to crawl rather than dive through. Either way, we're waiting till the woman in the barn and the man we need to sneak past are both walking away from us. And the other rotations are heading in the opposite direction. So he's walking away from us and she's gone. Guys turned away. Now I think the difference this time is that we got behind this tomato plant faster. We didn't get seen. But either way, once they turn, we can even quite crawl at a quite leisurely pace here. And if they do soft alert,
The runaway's here!
or even hard alert, we just do what we did last time and come to the back in this cart.
Anyone see them? Spread out.
Wait till they've lost us. And then with Yara at the exit, we can push out. If you enjoyed this video, then give it a like and consider subscribing to keep up to date with all my content. Like the video that's just popped up, which YouTube thinks you should watch next. This is a Patreon and member supported channel, so if you want to become a member and unlock custom badges and emojis, early access to my videos, and your name in the credits, then click the join button below. Thanks for watching, and see you next time.